About a year and a half ago, I made a video where I tried to platinum as many games as I could in 30 days. A video that was inspired by Mystic's 30 platinum trophies in 30 days videos. After that, I made a few videos where I platinumed some games and even did another challenge where I platinumed as many games as I could in a week. But after that, I kind of stopped making platinum videos. It's not like I don't enjoy them. In fact, I love challenging myself to do stuff I always wonder if it was really possible as a kid. And I also love getting platinum trophies. It always gives me a sense of satisfaction to see the trophy displayed beside a game on my profile. But I didn't have a lot of time since I was on my last semester of university before graduating, and I also didn't want to make my channel be centered solely around platinum trophy hunting. While I do enjoy making them, I don't want to eventually get burned out from them and feel like I have to platinum every game I play, when sometimes I just want to make videos on games I enjoy. Not to mention, I have a massive backlog of games I have accumulated through the years across different platforms that I want to play, so I don't want to only play PlayStation games most of the time. That's why the last few videos I've made have been just me trying out new games or talking about my experiences with some of them. But lately, I started thinking more about platinum trophies and how it has been a while since I've actually gotten one. So, I decided to do another platinum trophy challenge and try and get 10 platinums in 10 days. A challenge first done by 3 Point Gamer that has since been done by others. I wanted to challenge myself not only to see if I'm still able to get trophies at the same pace I was able to when I did the previous 2 challenges, but because, well, it sounded like a lot of fun. However, unlike the rules I had set before in my previous challenges, this time around my only rule was to only platinum new games I had never played before and that seemed fun. So that meant none of those cheap games that are solely made as a cash grab for platinum trophies, since those are not fun at all. I decided on this since I want to play games I genuinely enjoy, and also if for any reason I need to stop playing a game either because I'm not having fun or the trophies were harder than I realized and I feel like I won't be able to platinum it in time, I can just stop and move on to the next one. The challenge will start on Wednesday, July 31st at 11 PM and will end at exactly 10 days on August 10 at 11 PM. Now, with that in mind, it was time to start the challenge. Whew, okay. Let's get started. Oh god.
Would you like to be my friend?
The first game I decided to go for the platinum for was none other than my Friend Peppa Pig. Now, I know what you're thinking. This is an extremely easy platinum. Why will I play this when I said I will only play games that seem fun and weren't just easy platinum games? Well, this was a game that me and some of my friends have talked about before and joked about me getting the platinum for a YouTube video. So I decided this video was perfect to get the platinum for it, and it was, well, it was something. I think my friend's words perfectly describe how I felt about this game and just Peppa Pig as a whole.
Yeah, no, it's still going. Okay, let's see.
Bring that outside. Do you think they can see us?
See, look what's already doing to you one.
Oh.
I genuinely think if I watched the entirety of Peppa Pig
Wow.
as fast as I could, it would do like irreversible changes to me. I don't know if good or bad. I think it would actually like affect me mentally.
Where you would start like speaking British and shit.
Irreversible changes.
I just don't even know. I'm like,
Also, I hate to admit, but this game took me a bit longer than what the guy said because I somehow managed to miss one trophy in this game.
Oh no, no.
What?
That
What
was
you gonna do?
that was beautiful.
Thank you.
Yes! Oh my god! Oh my god!
get the
Oh
plat.
my god, let's go!
Let's
bro!
fucking
I
go,
got
dude.
the
Let's go.
platinum! Oh my god, dude. Best platinum ever. Still, I got the platinum in about an hour and a half and started what will have been the next game, Superliminal. The reason I said it will have been the second game is because I decided to stop playing it and potentially try and come back to it later in the challenge. Not because I wasn't having fun with it, in fact, I was having a blast solving all the puzzles. But the next day, when I was about to boot up the game again, I decided to take a look at the trophies one more time and noticed it was a speedrun trophy I had failed to notice the first time I looked through them. And it's not like I don't like speedruns or anything. I mean, I managed to get the platinum on Stray during my 1 week challenge, which had a speedrun trophy as well. But the Superliminal speedrun required me to finish the game in under 35 minutes. The world record for speedrunning the game is currently 21 minutes, 10 seconds, and 160 milliseconds according to speedrun.com. And every comment that I found on the trophy from other players was them talking about how long it took them to finally get it and how they barely got it on time. So, as a casual gamer, I wasn't confident that I would get it in just a few tries and wasn't sure how long it would take me to do it. So ultimately, I decided to put the game down and come back later in the challenge if I was able to. At this point, it was still the first day since it was Thursday afternoon and it wasn't 11 PM yet, and I had one platinum down. So I was feeling pretty confident that I will be able to complete the challenge with ease, and so I started a game that I have been keeping my eye on since it was announced. After Us. I adored this game. It was a game about nature and how human corruption has affected it to the point of some animals going extinct and a lot of habitats being destroyed. It is our job as the main character to go through these environments and get rid of the corruption left behind by the humans. I loved everything about this game. The message, the visuals, the story, it was still a wonderful experience, and I honestly kind of regret playing it for this challenge since I wish I would have taken my time with it rather than rush through it trying to complete it.
You're on your horse, so it's screwed up. I'll take the freaking cougar skin. Hope they can do something with it, I guess.
When I was looking at mods last night, I passed a mod that said something about the auto storing rifles. So there might be a mod about turning it
Humankind.
off.
Get all trophies. Yeah, by the time I got the platinum for After Us, it was the 4th day. This was because I was at work all day Friday, and by the time I got home it was 9:30 p.m. and I was too tired to play video games. Not to mention I had work again the next morning at 7 a.m. and wanted to get some rest for that, so I pretty much went straight to bed. Then the next day I got home at around 4 p.m. but didn't start playing until around 6 p.m. since I had some chores I needed to get done. And even then, I once again had an early shift at 6 a.m. the next day, so I only played for about 3 hours, and by the time I finally got the platinum, it was the 4th day with only a few hours before the next day of the challenge. So I quickly started the next game, The Gardens Between.
Because when you ADS with your horse, it just starts like moving and turning on its own sometimes.
This game was great. I love the story and the way how it was told through puzzles that were created by what I assume was the imagination of two close friends who had been through a lot together and had made very cherishable memories. It really reminded me of my childhood and all the memories I made with my friends that I don't even talk to anymore, especially because of the ending where the two close friends say goodbye to each other. This game really showed that you never know when it'll be the last time you play outside, the last time you play with toys, the last time your parents carry you inside after you fall asleep in the car, or the last time you talk to someone. We should all cherish the little moments, even if they may seem like an everyday occurrence, and not take them for granted, since we never know when they'll come to an end. That's why it's called The Gardens Between. Oh wow. I just finished it.
Nice.
And I got the platinum. I managed to get the platinum for this game right after the start of the 5th day. That meant I was still behind on 2 platinum trophies. So, after taking a small break, I decided to start the next game that same night. Witchcrafty was a good game. It was your average platformer where you will have to fight and kill enemies to progress through levels while picking up crystals and collectibles along the way, as well as getting new spells to use against your enemies since, well, you're a witch. Overall, the story and the characters were really silly and I fairly enjoyed it. Then there were the bugs. I was playing the PS5 version and the amount of bugs this game had was kind of ridiculous. I can't tell you how many times I died due to my character getting stuck in an animation causing me to get killed by enemies. This caused me to take a lot longer to get the platinum than the estimated time for it. The only reason I kept playing was because I was somewhat invested in the story, and aside from the bugs, the gameplay was somewhat enjoyable. But needless to say, I was relieved to be done with it when I got the platinum. Whatever stick. Witchcrafty platinum. There we go. That took longer than it should have. By the time I was done with this platinum, it was Monday, August 5th, which meant it was day 5 and I had 4 platinums so far. I was catching up and once again I started feeling confident in being able to complete this challenge. Then a message was sent in my friend's group chat. It was from a friend that had moved away 2 years ago and none of us had seen him in a year and a half since that was the last time he had visited. In the message, he wanted to let us know that he will be in town on Wednesday and Thursday, and he wanted to know if we could hang out one of those days. That was in 2 days. Without hesitation, I immediately answered him with a yes and we agreed to hang out that Thursday. That meant that I would have to rethink the challenge and change some things since I was once again going to be at work all day Friday and Saturday morning. But I was okay with that since I would much rather spend time with a friend I barely get to see and change the challenge completely than not see him and continue on with the challenge. After thinking about it for a while, I ultimately decided to shorten the challenge. By getting rid of some games on the list, I felt like I was able to finish the remaining games by Wednesday night and just enjoying the next day with my friends without having to think about it anymore. So, I decided to change the challenge to 7 platinum trophies in 7 days. Feeling satisfied with my decision, I went ahead and chose the next game for the challenge. After the bad experience with how buggy Witchcrafty was and having to rethink the challenge, I wanted the game to relax, so I decided to play Unpacking.
Could I have that real quick? Thank you.
This game was a lot more relaxing than I was expecting, and I was surprised to find out that it had a story. This was another game about the stages of growing up and how the things around us change as our life changes based on our decisions. I enjoyed this game a lot, and I will definitely come back to it whenever I want to relax and clear my mind. Even though it was just putting things into places where you would think they go, so basically do chores but somehow it doesn't feel like it, it is a great comfort game. And I was like, oh.
Is that supposed to be a blanket
Yeah,
thing?
this is it. This is it, Kinley.
No, it's an actual towel. There it is, bro! I got the
All
platinum.
moved in.
I wanted to finish this game that same night, just a few hours after the 6th day had started. Right after that, I was debating on which of the last 2 games on the list to start, Toem and SpongeBob the Cosmic Shake. Ultimately, I decided to start both. I'm not sure why I decided to do that, but I did. I started by playing Toem, and after an hour of playing it, I started SpongeBob and kept playing that through the night until I went to bed. The next day, I decided to continue playing Toem since I wanted to take my time with SpongeBob since I had really enjoyed playing Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated when I played it before for a previous challenge. So, I wanted to make sure I could finish Toem so that I could dedicate the rest of the time to it. Toem was a fantastic game about exploring and admiring the world through pictures that capture the moment so that you can look back at them and reminisce about the time and remember how you felt about it back then. Since memories are some of the most important things in our life, we should capture those moments. At least, that's how I felt by the end of this game. I want to take a chance here and say that I know I keep getting sort of philosophical with most of the games that I play and seem to always find a deep meaning to them. And if you were to ask me why I do this, honestly, I couldn't tell you. Ever since I played my favorite game of all time, The Legend of Zelda: Twilight Princess, games have become an important part of my life, and I tend to get engrossed in them and really take in all the emotions I get while playing them. Then, once I finish them, I look back with the emotions I felt, and I tend to find a connection between most of them in life because of it. But that's not what you guys are here for, so let's get back to the challenge. Cosplayer. There we go. Equip every base game item, and that completes the list. Obtain all the trophies. After I was done with Toem, it was finally time to play the Cosmic Shake. I was having a blast with this game. I grew up watching SpongeBob, so every time I play one of the games, it's like a trip to the past for me. I was having a lot of fun with it and really enjoyed it, and before I knew it, I was finished with the story and only had what I thought were some quick trophies left that wouldn't take me that long. Then, that's when I realized, some of the trophies I had left would take me longer than I had anticipated. It was already 9 PM of the final day at this point, which meant I had 2 hours before the challenge ended. I wasn't feeling too confident, but I decided to give it my best and try and get the last trophies. However, most of these trophies were based on collectibles and side quests in each of the worlds, and they were taking me a while to get. So, next thing I knew, it was already 10:15 PM and I still had 8 trophies left. I ended up losing all hope and decided to give up. I quit the game, turned off my PS5, and just sat on my PC for a while thinking about the whole thing. I was disappointed in myself, but I had decided to still make a video out of it and talk about how I felt. I was in a call with some of my friends talking to them about it, and after a while talking to them, I realized that maybe there was another way. What if I went back to trying to get 10 platinums in 10 days, but just opt to do shorter games for the last 3 games of the challenge? After thinking about it some more, I decided to go for it and go back to playing Cosmic Shake and finally got the platinum. I hope this is it, I don't think I got hit at all. Yes! Yes! Oh my god! Oh my god! The little cakes without getting. That was so laggy. One sponge to rule them all. Collect all trophies. The next day, I got home around 7 PM from hanging out with my friends, and after doing some chores, I started a Memoir Blue. This game was amazing, and let's just say I learned to appreciate my parents a lot more than I already did. This game was all about how lack of communication breaks the bond between a daughter and a mother, which ultimately leads the daughter to leave as she feels neglected, not knowing the reasons why her mother has become so absent in her life. When in reality, her mother was constantly working to be able to provide for her, something she only learned to appreciate when she got older.
I know, that's why I played it. Juan, I want to make sure I tell you the truth. I haven't played it.
I know.
Could have fooled me.
If I combined... Okay, cool. I was curious if I combine dice to make a 7, what does it turn into?
What does it turn it into, Zach? Just a 6?
It gives you a...
After finishing this game, I took a quick break to look for another game that interested me, but I could plan them in 4 to 6 hours. That's when I ran into Call of the Sea, a game I knew nothing about but seemed somewhat interesting. I was really surprised by the beauty of this game and was blown away by the story. This game is about Nora, a woman with an unknown disease who travels to an island to find her lost husband who traveled there in hopes of finding a cure for her, only to discover that her disease was just homesickness, as that island was her true home and the sea was calling to her the whole time. This was a fantastic game that I really enjoyed.
Somebody whispering? Hello? Is anyone down here? It depicts a ritual of some sort. What are they doing to their eyes?
I can't believe I missed this one. How did I miss this one and not this one? Oh well. By the time I was done with this game, I had about 4.5 hours left of the challenge, as I had spent all day Friday and Saturday morning working and I had no time to play. I quickly started looking for games that seemed fun and I could plan them in that short amount of time. I was stressing out a bit since I couldn't find any that really interested me. After a while, I found a little game called Mystic Pillars. This was a puzzle game that had a story and the first couple of puzzles were kind of fun. However, after a while, the puzzles felt too repetitive and I started losing interest in the story, so I wasn't having fun with the game at this point. However, I had about an hour and a half left before the challenge ended, meaning I had no time to find another game I could platinum. So I stuck with it, but turned the volume completely down and watched whatever my friend was watching on Discord, which happened to be South Park, a show I had never watched but I could tell you more about it than this game. Then, at 10:37 p.m, I was finally done with it. The concept art. There we go. And that's it. The chosen one. I had completed the challenge and I felt both a sense of relief and satisfaction. Overall, I would say this challenge wasn't so bad, but a few unplanned things happened in my life that made it a bit more challenging than it actually was. Don't get me wrong, it is still a challenging thing to accomplish, but I feel like everything that was happening in my life that I hadn't anticipated for made it harder. But overall, I had fun, and it helped me discover some amazing games that I definitely want to play again and some that I don't even want to think about. I will definitely attempt this challenge again in the future, and hopefully, nothing unexpected happens then. Thank you for watching until the end of the video. If you enjoyed it, I would really appreciate it if you would like and subscribe. Have a great morning, day, or night, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace out.